Gold and silver are entering a Goldilocks environment. We've suffered long enough. The last 2 years have been torturous for anyone invested in the precious metals. We've traveled through the valley of death. We did it together. Congratulations. You're watching this video. You're here in the basement with me. And by the way, I'm very honored that you are. But you've survived. And now are things changing? Are things really different? Are we entering a Goldilocks environment for the price of gold and silver? I'm going to explain that to you in this video. Let's go right now. I'm going to tell you the one word. You haven't heard it for a while, but you'll recognize this word, and it will be changing everything for us precious metals investors in the coming months, quarters, and years. So this morning we got the CPI report, if you want to believe those numbers, right? And inflation is still running hot. Now, you would have expected gold to crater, gold to crash. That would be what, traditionally would have happened, because that would have meant that the Fed can still continue with their uber hawkish monetary policy. But things are different. I started feeling it last week. I thought almost no matter how this next report comes out on inflation, I think gold at minimum is going to hang in there. And there's been some radical price movements this morning shortly after the CPI report, which was a little higher than was expected. But nonetheless, gold is hanging in there. I'm telling you guys, gold is entering a new phase, right? Things are different now because of one thing. Even if inflation continues to be hot, people also know that the economy is slowing. And that spells one word, that is awesome environment, the best environment, the most fertile soil for silver, for gold, and that is stagflation. I appreciate you, yes, you, joining me right now here in the basement. From wherever in the world you are important, you do matter, and it's an honor to me that you've decided to spend some of your precious time with me here in the basement. But I want you to come back, so please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment, please, in the comment section below. Just take a look back at what happened in the 70s and 80s when the United States of America had stagflation. The price of gold and silver skyrocketed, and we can anticipate that that could happen again on the near horizon. And why is that? Well, here's why. If inflation persists, which it is, we've said all along, right? We've talked about this. The Fed can't really fight inflation. Mathematically, it's impossible with all the debt and deficits and everything else. They can't really fight inflation. They're going to act like they're fighting inflation, but they can't really fight inflation. The only way out of the predicament we're in is with inflation. They have to inflate the debt away. So inflation will persist while at the same time the economy slows. So that's a stagnant economy, school's in session, and inflation. That makes stagflation. They're going to need to ease up on monetary policy to help the sputtering economy. But as they ease up on monetary policy, that'll just feed even more into the inflation. Do yourself a favor, get a pen and paper, draw a square, draw a box, right? And then inside that box, write the word Fed, F-E-D, because that's exactly the situation that they're in right now. The chickens are coming home to roost, or however you say it, right? The errors, the mismanagement of the last decades, right? It can't be ignored. It won't be ignored, and it will come to fruition in the coming months, quarters, and years. And the value of gold and silver, right? The true money, the base of all the other debt that's out there, all the other paper and electronic money, the unicorn fart dust that's out there floating around, gold and silver will start to be recognized as their true value, which is the base of all money. And they will become more valuable. Whether we want to measure it in fiat currency, dollars, euros, yen, whatever, or if we even want to measure it in things like oil or land, the value proposition that we're going to get presented to us in gold and silver in the coming years is likely going to be very, very attractive. Hey, I don't have a crystal ball, just sharing my opinion, but I really believe that we are entering a new phase right now for the price of gold, for the price of silver. A more accurate way to say that is for the value of gold and silver. It's just hard to put into words. I don't know if you ever struggle with that, but it is the money of the world. Always has been and everywhere. Sure, all these other concoctions have been dreamed up, but at the end of the day, it's silver and gold. Hey, I'll zip my lips, but I want to tell you, thanks for coming down here. Thanks for joining me in the basement. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you think that we are entering a new phase, a new era for the precious metals. It's going to be interesting. I'll be here for you through it all. I'll see you next time.